Let's move on to Nas, man. Did you see the Grammys?
I did.
What were your thoughts of the Grammy show as a whole?
As a whole,
Yeah.
I was overall impressed with the performances.
Uh,
Just truthfully speaking, it still feels old and white.
well, it's the Grammys, and it's the
Because it's the
Academy. And you know what
young
I didn't
people.
realize though? They only give out 4 rap awards. Did you realize that? I mean, the only rap awards that they gave out were best rap performance, best melodic rap performance, and I think that's a new category. Best rap song and best rap album.
Super
And
problematic.
so well, I guess we'll start with the top. Best
Super.
rap performance was Baby Kim featuring Kendrick Lamar. I don't know if they mean performance as in actual performance, but somebody brought up a good point. Have you ever seen Baby Kim and Kendrick Lamar perform this song?
Mike.
I'm sorry. I mean, do we mean how? What do they mean by performance exactly? And see, these are some of the issues with the Grammys. Is the fact that we don't really know what these categories mean.
These white people so out of touch, Mike.
So, best rap performance, Baby Kim featuring Kendrick Lamar, Family Ties. I don't think there's.
Are they talking about mic performance?
I don't know.
Are they talking live performance?
I guess if
Mike.
they meant live performance, they would have said live performance.
Well, hold on. If they meant mic performance or if they meant my performance, live performance, here's what I'll have to submit. Either way, you don't know what you're talking about.
The Black Line says Baby Kim shouldn't have won. The other people that were in that category was Cardi B, Up, J. Cole featuring 21 Savage, My Life. Well, Moray's on that record too, my bad. And
21.
Thought Shit by Megan Thee Stallion.
21. Colon 21.
Okay, best melodic performance. Kanye West won that with the
That's
weekend
what?
melodic rap performance. I think that's a newer category.
Not a cat. What in the fuck is that, Mike?
I don't really know. I guess I would assume that it's the rapping, singing thing.
Mike, I'm pretty certain we could submit some tracks from Let the Rhythm Hit 'em by Rakim and they wouldn't know the difference. What you think? Let's hit them with mahogany and know the ledge.
Well, let's look at what's in the category, right?
Oh, shit.
Best melodic rap performance.
What the fuck
The
is that?
nominees were Kanye West for Hurricane, J. Cole featuring Lil Baby, Pride is the Devil, Doja Cat, Need to Know,
Pride is the devil. Give me some pride as the devil.
Lil Nas X featuring Jack Harlow, Industry Baby, and Tyler the Creator featuring NBA YoungBoy and Ty Dolla $ign with What's Your Name.
Let's make
So
it
yeah, I
better.
guess the one thing that these songs have in common is like that melodic auto tune and shit.
Did Tyler win?
No, Kanye and The Weeknd and Lil Baby won with Hurricane.
Just make it stop. Just
Okay, so best rap song that went to Kanye West with Jail. The other nominees were
we're in
DMX,
jail right
Bath
now.
Salt. What's that?
I feel like we're in jail talking about this. Get us out of here. Get me out. I want out.
It ain't that bad.
It is that bad, Mike. Listen to the shit that you saying.
The nominees were DMX, Bath Salt, that was featuring Jay and Nas. Best Friend, Doja Cat and Sweetie, that was Sweetie's song. Family
Yeah.
Ties, Baby Kim and Kendrick Lamar, and My Life, J. Cole, 21 Savage, Moray. And so, best rap album.
If I
The
blink twice, that
nominees
means save
were
me.
were Donda, King's Disease 2, The Off Season, and Call Me If You Get Lost. Tyler the Creator. Tyler the Creator won that best rap album category. Um, all right, so these are my thoughts on that. And Blue Collar Hustler says best rap song is a writer's award. Best rap performance is the cadence, the flow. Melodic rap used to be best rap sung. I remember that category. Okay, thanks for the clarity there. Um, okay, we spoke very highly of Tyler the Creator's album that was released last year. Call Me If You Get Lost. I remember when we actually did our live on it the Friday that it came out. Dope album, dope album. What was interesting about him winning best rap album was the fact that the night seemed to be about Nas and the fact that they invited Nas to come out and do a performance. And I thought it was a really dope performance. I like how he was able to bring all of the elements and do a medley that really celebrated his career. I think Ludacris came out there right after and was, making sure people gave Nas even more props for being 30 years in the game and, doing it to this level.
Mm-hmm.
I was taken aback by the fact that he didn't win that award because usually if you perform at these awards, you get the award that night. And Tyler wasn't even at the award show and he got that award. So I know in previous shows and a couple of shows back, we were debating if Nas should perform at the Grammys and if Nas was being used by the Grammys. Based on that alone, I personally feel like Nas got played as a fan. But again, some of the fans gave me some insight and were saying that Nas was doing this so that his fans could see him perform. Now I want to ask the fans, how do y'all feel about him performing and getting slighted for that award for somebody who didn't even show up? Godfather with the super chat says, "Yo, Mike and Coop, you think Nas songs the way that he put them in order? He did the ALC, One Mic, a little New York, State of Mind, and Rare Form in the second half." I think he was asking what we think about the performance and the way that the tracks were put together. What did you think?
First of all, I don't like I can't stand that happy shit. But for the scenery and for a great start off, love the way that it put together. You know what the highlight for me was? He did the hook that made you look live at the Grammys. That's some rap shit, Mike. That's what I mean about how he be on some rap shit. He performed a song that's arguably his best single and his best rapping ass single. But Mike, that's old school, Mike. That's the Apache break loop again. So that's history. So there's a little history lesson in that. Mike, I've told you that One Mic is bigger than the actual song itself. The song itself is not one of his 20 best songs. The moment that he provides on there is top 5 for him. That's what I mean about that song being important. It's not one of his 20 best songs. It's one of his 5 most important songs, though.
What song is that again?
One Mic.
One Mic is interesting to me because
It's
I feel
great.
like he kind of, it's an incredible song, right? But I don't feel like Nas loves that song because he doesn't. It doesn't seem like he remembers all the words to it whenever he performs it.
Mike, it's more of a moment than it is one of his best songs. Like if I'm making a Nas greatest hits list, like for heads, I'm not even putting like One Mic anywhere in the vicinity but for people who may not know who he is exactly, like a Grammy audience, no, that's one of those records. Yeah.
It's good for his image. It explains who he is.
Right. That's what I mean about it's a moment. It's like, is that one of his best records? No. It's like you want to finally play New York State of Mind. But it's like, but since you can't handle this shit, you better listen to One Mic. You feel what I'm saying? You can't play Blood of a Slave, Heart of a King at the Grammys. So play One Mic.
Blue Collar Hustler with the super chat says, "It's actually not a given that performers win. Check Michael Jackson in 89, India Arie in 02, Kendrick in 13. Nas' performance was strategic, not for a W. But strategic for who?"
Listen to what he's saying. Those 3 performances that he were talking about, the talk the next day is why they didn't win because they all deserve to win. Every single one of those instances he brought up.
Well, okay. Let's do this.
All 3 instances he brought up, there was talk about how they should have won because they were the more deserving artists. All 3 instances. I remember those. So
Michael Jackson was early, and honestly, Michael Jackson played that wrong. He should have just made sure that, and you know what, I'm not even gonna say that. Michael probably did it for the fans too. The fans that actually wanted to see him perform on television. So India Arie, she was a new artist. She doesn't have any leverage on the Grammys at that point. If they ask her to perform, she's like, cool, thanks for the nominations. But as far as Nas being 30 years in his career and everything that he's done, he doesn't need Grammy validation or anything. Like, I'm sorry, man. I'm going to have to make sure that I'm not out here looking crazy. I'm sorry. It
No,
is what it is.
he didn't look crazy, but they're
No, but you
wrong
know
for
what I
not giving
mean. You're
him.
not going to use me for ratings and sit there and give the award to somebody who sat home. That's all I'm saying.
I'm
Because,
only
like you
okay with
said,
it,
I
Mike.
come to work.
No, Mike. Right,
I
Mike.
came here to perform for your show. I gave these eyeballs who normally wouldn't be watching your show the ratings. You're going to give me this award that I deserve anyway. So if y'all want to give Tyler the award, ask Tyler to perform.
These fans, like his fan, and I'm part of them. Like Mike, they're telling us to hall pass it and just let him perform. But I feel you because I kind of reside with you on the notion. Because what did I tell you about KD1? I was like, well, Mike, do I want him to win KD1 Grammy? Well, yes, because they shitted on him and ostracized him and kept him out. But Mike, what did I tell you? I said, but if we're being honest, Alfredo should win.
But see,
And
the
so,
thing is, man,
so let's go back to last night. So my real problem at the end of the day isn't even that he showed up and performed and they gave it to Tyler. It really is about the fact that KD2 is a superior album to Call Me If You Get Lost, and this is the Grammy that he deserved.
don't use me for ratings, man. And you know
He
what?
deserved, he deserves to perform and win this Grammy. Like, I'm not even sure how much he preserved it for KD1. I think Alfredo is better distinctively. But about the moment, about 30 years in, about the fact that y'all just handed him a Grammy and everybody out here in these streets know KD2 is better than Call Me If You Get Lost, and Tyler not even rapping like that on
I
Call
was
Me.
about to say rap album. Now, if you
Rap
want to
out.
give him rap sung category or something like that, we talking about rap
I'm
album.
gonna do
And
that.
this
I'm gonna
man
do
just
that
went out. This man just went out there on stage and rapped. And come
right.
on, man. Nah, I mean
Like, you want what is it? Melodic album? Is that what they're calling it, Mike? If you
something
want to
like
do that,
that. Yeah.
you want to do that My Melody shit, and give that to Call Me If You Get Lost all day. But the best rap album last year that would have fit into their criteria about date was King's Disease 2, and the guy who created King's Disease 2 was on stage with the live band, and you should have handed him the award. You've done it so many times, and not just in this category. They've done it so many times, Mike. They've done this so many times with Best New Artist, Best Pop Song, Album of the Year. Mike, did Outkast not perform the year that the Love Below the Speaker
Of
Box won
course they
Album of the
did.
Year? Did they not both perform?
They both perform.
When Eminem wins these
And they were the
Grammys,
biggest draw.
Mike, when Eminem won his Grammys, is he not performing at almost all those Grammy shows?
No. Tabernet with the super chat, he says, great content, fellas. 260 in the chat. New subscribers every day, and Coop outside now. 2022 going to be a good year for A2HH. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. We got so much coming for you, too. I do want to finish my thought because I was speaking to one of my people earlier, and he brought up something I thought that was notable. Jay-Z has more Grammys than anybody.
Yes, more than
Has he
Stevie
ever
Wonder.
performed? No. Has he ever performed on that stage outside
No.
of Swagger Like Us?
I don't give a fuck, Mike. He has more Grammys than Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, and Prince. Something is wrong with the Grammys.
No, I'm not even gonna go there because we know a lot of his stuff is, kind of featured things. But what I'm saying is Jay-Z's not allowing that institution to use him for ratings and performances. As Jay would always say, like magazines, they use your likeness to sell magazines. And he understands the power in his performance and his ability to get people to watch these people's show. If you're not going to hand me this award, then you're not getting a performance from me. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame didn't even get a performance from him. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't get a performance from him. He understands that, shit, do you even know what a Jay-Z performance probably even costs a promoter at this point? He's not giving you that shit. And it is what you're not going to sit here and use my performance for your ratings and my audience and go give the award to Tyler the Creator who's not even here to receive it.
So
I have a problem with that.
This is so, and I do too, because this is what I don't like about the Nas fan base. Like, first of all, I want to let all the Nas fan base know I'm the leader of the Nas fan base because I'm the only one that thinks objectively in moments like this. You motherfuckers go off the rails and make him feel compelled to do shit like this that he don't have to do. Because, Mike, real talk, I would have told them, I'm not showing up for less than $5 million, or fuck you and fuck your team.
I think the only thing is the fact that Hit Boy, I think he is on the board, the Grammys. But see, that's the thing. We should have got that award.
It's problematic.
Exactly.
That's what that is. That's problematic that he's on the board. Because that's really why Nas is there at the end of the day. Go ahead and slide me a mill instead. Take that 5 tab out here, boy. Make that one. Still need 7 figures though. Fuck that 6 shit.
So you're not the leader of the Nas fan base. Shout out to Mike H with the super chat.
No, I am, because y'all don't know what y'all are doing.
Because of this channel, because this channel is dope. 10,000. Let's go. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Mike H. I mean, look,
I am the leader
think
of the fan base. No, Mike, I want to say something. I am the leader of this fan base. That's how all y'all got here, because I was the one speaking objectively about the things that you've been feeling and thinking inside this whole time. It's just we're going to continue to be objective and not go off the fucking rails, because that's what's the problem with Nas fans. They be going off the rails. Like, Mike, you understand there are people in our chat trying to tell me that we will survive, and I want to talk to you off IM or Dope Records? No, they're not. No, they're not. Whoever told you that lied to you. That shit is whack. He never performs those records. We Will Survive, Mike, he didn't even try. It's the same cadence and flow from One Love. He didn't even try.
You know, I've made fun of you for years about, you know, the fact that Nas fans think anything that Nas puts down is great.
Dude, I want to talk to you. They're like, that shit hard, Coop. I'm like, no. You're having a hard time listening. You might be hard of hearing.
I never liked I Will Survive. And IM is actually celebrating its 23rd anniversary today. And it's funny, we were just talking about the intricacies of those songs that never made it. Yes. On IM last week, I was listening to something on YouTube. I think it was like, well, it's just a whole bunch of different versions of what the bootleg copy was, because I just wanted to see what the flow was like. But Sophia H says, Sophia S says, excuse you, Coop. Hold on, where we at? She said, excuse you, Coop. I'm here for Mike D and his cheekbones. Oh, goodness. That's hilarious. All right.
That's funny. That was funny.
But no, but for real, man, I know people don't want to look at it like this, and us fans don't want to see these award shows like this, but it's business, man. Like, Beyonce's not showing up to your show performing and you ain't giving me no awards. And, you know, and at the end of the day, I understand it, because the thing is, these artists could be out here getting $100, $200, whatever $1,000 bag, performing for their real fans, and sitting here performing for free at these shows, looking crazy in the audience. Fuck that. No. Yes. And you're gonna sit here and give the award to Tyler? Was probably out performing, getting his bag.
I was about to say
That's probably what he was doing.
Tyler was probably out somewhere like, yo.
And that's cool. Do your thing.
Tyler was literally like, I just won a Grammy. I need 150 now instead of 100.
And I wasn't even there to receive it.
I want it now.
So yeah, I mean, I have a problem with that. I think it was a great performance, but you know, I'm not the one to say I told you so or anything, guys. But I think that if you look back at the previous episodes, we may have been right. Nas should have sat in this one out. But I'm glad we got a great performance. But it made me think, this is probably why we don't have that seminal Jay-Z Grammy performance, because he's not entertaining their bullshit, and he has more Grammys than anybody.
Right. And so this is what I mean about this unrealistic ass fan base, because I almost feel like he did this for his fans more than anything else, is how it's really starting to look.
He's a man of the people.
Because he's a man of the people. And it's like, oh, that is so admirable that you took one on the chin about this fan base that thinks we will survive and I want to talk to you. Good records. I had somebody try to justify You Won't See Me Tonight by Aaliyah was banging because they played it on Hot 97 all the time. I was like, oh, they played it on Hot 97, and that means that the shit slaps all of a sudden.
Okay. Latoria B says, those awards don't matter to me. I get what you're saying, but why we shitting on him for performing? I'm not shitting on him. I'm just saying let's not get played out here. Right. If we're going to do something to add something to somebody's show or event, let's get something for it. That's all I'm saying.
Hold on. Most of the people that are following us follow us because we don't play establishment games.
Yeah, I mean, again, if they wanted him to perform, and it seemed, and it might not be what it is, but it seemed like because Kanye was no longer performing, they went and got Nas. If you're going to do that, make sure you do the right thing and get this King Disease 2 album, the best rap album, because it was the best rap album.
It was.
And
Yeah,
if you don't feel
like it
like
costs,
that, and if you don't feel like that, go call the nigga that you wanted to that you're gonna give the award to perform at your show.
it costs the Academy nothing to actually, award the album that actually deserved the award. The award
Yeah.
cost nothing, right?
Rate the performance is what I'm seeing. How would you rate the performance?
I give it a 4 out of 5. It wasn't like brilliant. Like I told you, the Made You Look moment was dope. The New York State of Mind loop was dope. I Can is happy as hell, so the Grammy needs it. So I get it. I was a little one mic. I understand. I was a little off put by Rare, but then I think about it, and it's like, well, he's performing a song at the Grammys on an album that he won a Grammy for, so that makes sense to do Rare because that's the first thing. What is that? I mean, is he not going to do? He's not going to do Ultra Black, right?
Right. Blue Collar Hustler says, I skipped one of his super chats, but he was talking about the strategy. He says strategic in the fact that 24 hours after the performance, KD2, it was written and Magic shot up to the top 50 on Apple Music. The Standing O got Nas great press. I'm with that.
I'm with that too. And here's the reality of the matter too. Oh, KD3 on the way. KD3 gonna do better numbers than KD1, KD2, and Magic.
Yeah, no, I like that. And I'm looking forward to KD3 as well. Ethan Hill says, correction, Coop. Jay-Z and Kanye both have 24 Grammys, which is more than Prince and Michael Jackson combined.
I don't
Crazy.
Damn, you don't deserve that. Next. Right. Like, I don't give a damn.
Well, things are different now. And I think that, the way we count music streams and charting positions, all these collaborations, these are things that people like Prince and Michael and Aretha Franklin didn't do or didn't have to do to get the positions and the records that they have. So I think that when we talk about those type of records and we talk about Billboard entries and things like that, we need to separate them from eras. I mean, because it's just not fair. Because could you imagine Michael Jackson being in the digital streaming era and collaborating with anybody? Anything that this dude would be on would be number one for weeks.
Kanye and Hov didn't make when doves cry. I don't give a damn.
Kanye's thing is different too, because Kanye is a big time producer and artist and featured heavy. So it's like, yeah, he's gonna accumulate more.
No, it's cute. It is. Right.
Yeah. I mean, great artist though. You know what I'm saying? But it's just different,
I keep telling people, it's like, yeah, you keep like I be telling people, it's like, your most important rapper in the history of music, even in black music, it's like, you understand where that person falls? Because that person would be Tupac for me. And it's like, if I was putting Tupac on the spectrum of black artists, it's like, well, there's Bob Marley, there's Stevie, there's Prince, there's Mike, there's Janet, who doesn't get enough. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so the first rapper that would make the list in black music would probably be Tupac. It'd probably be like 9 or 10. So it's like, that's what I'm talking about in relationship to the importance and the quality of the music.
And I don't even know if I could put Pac ahead of Marvin Gaye. I can't. Right. I don't even want to say I don't even know. I can't. I won't.
Like, Pac didn't make What's Going On. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not get it twisted. He didn't make What's Going On. He's made nothing as important or as quality as that music-wise. And so we need to, I be joking, when I be in here, I be like, man, these niggas didn't make Purple Rain or Thriller, but I be joking, but I kind of be serious.
No, it's real.
It's real. Do you play 17 instruments at the drop of a dime like Prince and can rap and can sing and can perform in heels, even if you agree or disagree with it? Can you do that shit? No. Shut the fuck up and get in line.
Oh, no, and no sampling either. Like, we just coming straight from the grit with it.
How about you create your own guitar riffs and drum riffs from scratch on top of that?
No, it's different.
No, it's different.
Speaking of which, though, and I know this wasn't really in the show head or anything, and we talk about the Grammys. What about musicians like Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars?
You said musicians like Anderson .Paak, right?
Bruno Mars is a musician, too.
What does he play?
He plays guitar and drums.
Is he good at it?
He is good at it.
I just didn't notice because he was so busy appropriating our culture for the past decade, but I missed it. Did he do that, Kuda?
Man, listen,
part of the appropriation that we just gave him the hall pass on? He's not black.
Hold. How? All right, so you consider him an appropriator and not Eminem?
No, I told you Eminem's an appropriator. I just told you Eminem's acknowledged his appropriation. So he gets acknowledged for acknowledging.
So he gets a pass because he acknowledged.
No. I didn't say pass. I said he gets acknowledged because he acknowledges the appropriation. I can respect somebody who acknowledges that they are appropriating off the music, as in somebody that keeps on sliding on in. We keep on giving them hall passes because the music is good.
So where do we draw the line? When is it appropriation and when is it influence? Because clearly Bruno Mars is influenced by, black music.
When you put on gold chains and Versace shirts and start talking about Cadillacs, when that is not your culture and is a misrepresentation of ours.
Okay.
Right there. So when you start doing that shit right there, especially when you were on a stool singing and playing the guitar in black and white videos 2 years prior, there was no Cadillacs and Versace shirts and gold chains.
So your problem with it is the imagery and...
Yeah, some white people told him to start acting black, so he did, and now he's here. Yes.
I get it.
You get it because it happened, and it can be documented.
No. Listen, when you're right, you're right. And I think that sometimes when people are very talented and they're very good at what they're doing, we overlook certain things. Mm-hmm. And I think Eminem's another person, that fits in that category.
Absolutely.
But I think the thing with, and I think you made a great point, but I think the thing with Bruno Mars is he came up as an impersonator, an Elvis impersonator, and I think the way he creates is directly derived from something he sees.
Hold on. Think about what you just said.
Yeah, no.
He came up as an Elvis impersonator.
Yeah.
What did Elvis do exactly in relationship to black music, Mike?
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Full circle.
Full circle.
So, all right. So how do you feel about Anderson .Paak in relation to that?
I mean, I don't like it, and to be honest with you, I didn't listen to one song off the Silk Sonic album.
It's a good album, too.
No, I've heard everybody wax poetic about it, and personally am a big fan of Anderson .Paak. Will not be listening to the album. Do not want to listen to the album. Have no desire to listen to the album. Don't give a fuck about the album because we got to stop picking and choosing these spots. We got to stop giving Eminem a hard time and giving this dude a pass because he looks more like us.
We said we got to stop giving Eminem a hard time.
No. We got to stop giving him a hard time in relationship to guys like this that deserve the same hard time to get a pass just because they are closer.
I think the difference is it's the music. I think the music gets us blinded by everything.
No. The difference is somebody way better in music co-signed Eminem than co-signed Bruno Mars, and that's Dr. Dre.
Do you not like Bruno Mars's music, or you just can't listen to it because of...
The appropriation on the project with the 24 karat and the magic and all that, the appropriation was just slapped too much everywhere for me to be like, no, we're not hall passing this shit when this nigga's winning album of the year before Prince. No. I'm not. You understand he won an album of the year Grammy and Prince didn't?
Soul Sonic won a lot the other night too.
Soul Sonic won more than Prince ever won at the Grammys. And this dude's not part of our culture. And he's infiltrated our culture and has never once owed up to it. And we talk about Eminem, and that's fine. But I'm going to say this again. This nigga out here getting more Grammys than Prince, who has defended this culture and defended black artists and genius and creatively and music-wise is beyond the stratosphere that this guy could ever pray to be in.
What would you say, when Prince passed?
We haul past that shit, Mike.
No, when Prince passed, he was doing one of the Prince tributes, wasn't he? I believe.
I had a problem with that shit too, man.
What would you say to someone who says that?
I just want him to own it.
No, but his entry into the game was through. Well, the first time I ever heard Bruno Mars was through B.O.B.'s "Nothing on You," and then he wrote "Fuck You" for CeeLo.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you say to someone who says he's rooted in black music because that was his entry point into the game?
That's great. Do you have the right to put on a gold chain and talk about Cadillacs and a Versace shirt like you are a black man that has lived that lifestyle? Where is he from?
I guess what I would ask is, what is his culture there? To you, what is his culture? Right.
That's what I'm saying. So he's Filipino. He's Hawaiian and Filipino.
Okay.
And I believe he was raised in one of those areas indigenously. So it's like this lifestyle.
He's from Hawaii, I think.
Right. So understand this. Eminem's lived more of a black lifestyle than he has. And we get on him. Him and Obama are from Hawaii.
No.
Let's go ahead and break this shit down. Eminem from 8 Mile in Wyoming and Detroit, Mike. All right? So he way closer to this culture than Bruno Mars could ever pray to be, and we give him shit. We have to be fair. Right. He from 8 Mile in Wyoming. Right.
But does his music speak that?
Right. I'm sorry. He not from 8 Mile in Wyoming. I got people from 8 Mile in Wyoming. He from the other side of 8 Mile, headed towards 7 Mile with the railroad tracks, where the trailers is at.
I think the issue with
what I'm saying is, Mike, Eminem won 2 steps over from the hood in the D, and we give him shit about appropriating this music, but Bruno Mars gets to step in and be Hawaiian and Filipino and never go through any streets or any struggle, and he gets to link up with Anderson .Paak, and the whole thing's just been passed through. He's no different than Taylor Swift, Mike.
I don't know, man. I don't know,
because Sonic lovers, right?
You know, this is the thing, man. Because
you playing Erykah Badu and putting your fist up, right?
This is no different than when the Beatles came over and were doing Motown records. You know, it's
no, Mike. It's way different than that.
But I feel you with the gold chain thing, and I get that, and I have no rebuttal for that.
Jump in a Cadillac in a video. They jumping in Cadillacs in Hawaii, fam.
You're playing a caricature, right? You're playing a black culture caricature.
No, he's playing specifically, and this is for the educated blacks and those who out there know, he's specifically playing the cool pose character of the black man. The black man who's cool, laid back, relaxed, always looking good, always got
very 70s, right?
Right. He always looking good and cool. He ain't got no real job. He got time to hop in his Cadillac and pull up on you. But his wardrobe is everything. His gold chain, his shirt, the way he looks. Like, yeah, that bullshit, nigga.
But you know, it's funny because when you add Anderson .Paak in the fold, who I think is an incredibly talented artist, who's been making some dope individual solo albums on his own for years and getting slept on for it, when you add him into the fold, it gives Bruno even more credibility. And you know, I was looking for Bootsy Collins because this Silk Sonic project was supposed to be those 3. So I don't know what Bootsy Collins is, but you know, hopefully he got Grammys out of this too, because I thought that the Silk Sonic collective was Bootsy Collins, Bruno, and Anderson .Paak. Saying all that to say, even when all those things are in play, everything that you said, which was legit, when you add people like Anderson .Paak and a credible individual like Bootsy Collins, it gives Bruno all kinds of credibility.
Right. And I don't give out fucking hall passes, so I don't give a fuck if it's Bootsy or Anderson .Paak. It could be Obama. I look Obama in the face, be like, "Oh, that's your Hawaiian homie." Nigga ain't seen those streets. At least he was in Chicago. What up?
Allegedly.